I think they are kind of a mystery of things. And I know people are running a lot of TikTok ads now. Apparently TikTok's really good.
But
So
who's I'm still questioning who's on TikTok, and I wonder. Depending, I know. Listen,
I
if your
think
market's
most of
on
the
it, like
users are, yeah, but I think most accounts are fake. I don't know if you've been on there, but like when you get
oh
followers and comments, you look at
yeah,
the
of
accounts, they
course.
all have like numbers at the end of them.
I,
So
I
what
I
I
did
think
a
they did,
YouTube video about this back in like 2018. My
okay,
analysis of this,
yeah,
which is that all these, and this is the true for a lot of these platforms,
yeah,
it's over 50% bots.
oh yeah, yeah,
It's definitely run by bots, and I think the AI generated. You can see patterns in how comments are left on these platforms too. I believe they're rampant in YouTube, maybe not as much, but TikTok. I don't use TikTok, but presumably something like that would have just hundreds. And they've always TikTok was one of those things where somebody's like, I posted myself like combing my hair and I got 1 million views, and it's like, okay, yeah, 1,000,000, 999,000
yeah.
bots.
No, I know. I knew a girl that was like shaking her booty doing dances, and she had like hundreds of thousands of followers. And I was looking at her account, looking at who's liking it. It's like all these numbers at the end of the name, right? So that's what I think is weird. I think people who are on TikTok who are like, oh my god, I posted, I got all these followers. It's that vanity metric that makes them like they want to tell everyone about it because now they think that they got validation. They don't realize that these are just fake accounts. So I think TikTok is fooling people into thinking they're growing their audience organically. You know, there is a lot of organic reach on TikTok, right? I think that's what is unique about it is that there's like this random content always being fed to you, but it's just not what people think.
Yep.
And then it is so easy for them to determine these fake accounts. It's so obvious. If someone's following 5,000 people, has 20 followers, and has only posted 8 times, and it was like 4 years ago, it's a bot
Yep.
account, right? Like, how could you not figure that out, right? So, like, why not just be like, boom, get rid of them
Well, it's
all, right? So
like
I
everybody
know they've
agrees
done
to the
cleanups.
everybody agrees to the lie. That's the whole thing. Like you get on one of these platforms, it's like I agree to the lie. Like you're posting on TikTok, like you really think those are all real people? You are agreeing to that lie. And then like
Yeah,
they're like, hey, listen, here's the platform. This is clearly not real. You can work with us. Let's collaborate. And we all agree on this lie
yeah,
that half of these people are not real.
yeah,
Over half are not real.
yeah.
It's like everybody's happy. It's like okay,
I think a lot of the
like,
younger creators actually think that they really have those followers. I don't think that they really believe
which
that because
is maybe a deeper issue that we'd have to dissect over several maybe years,
yeah,
maybe decades of what is happening to
yeah.
our society if that's
But
the
but
case.
that's the thing is that with like Facebook and Instagram and YouTube all worried about TikTok. I just see TikTok as like it's mostly fake. It's like nothing to worry about. I don't know what the real usage is, but whatever stats are putting out there for their usage, I wonder if it's even real. Like, do they really have anything to worry about? You know, like I guess I do know some people who actually use TikTok, but I never scroll TikTok to look at content, and it's not a place for connection, right? Like you're not using TikTok to like keep in touch with your friends. It's a content consuming platform, right? But
Yeah,
I never scroll it. But I do know some people who do say that they're like, I would scroll like Instagram. I think I do that. I don't do Facebook as much, but I think for the most part, I spend most time on YouTube. But yeah, I don't know, like, does it really matter? I scroll, look at your video, I like it, I leave. Like, I don't have any connection, there's no connection. That's
yeah.
the thing. It's just like
It's just consumption. It's just like an entertainment device. The medium is not built around. What we would consider more of an interaction, which would be like kind of that old school Facebook, or you posting something, or even Twitter, I guess, where maybe there's some engagement or something like that. You don't really get that. It's like again, it's like it's straight. Listen, hey, I'm not gonna criticize people who love it. It's like whatever your thing is, go do it.
right.
I've always just been curious about people and like who are trying to get their brand out there, and like listen, I guess if your brand's like mobile games and like leggings or something like that. But otherwise, like I just don't know who uses it like at a certain depending on your demographic, And so
But
I'm
it's not
just
just like
like
the user. It's like you're not building a relationship with people. Like
that's what yeah
that old
exactly
saying
yes
of like you want to get your first 1,000 fans. That's how you build a business, right?
yep
If you have like 1,000 fans or even 10,000
yes
real
on TikTok
followers on TikTok, it's not real relationships. Like I remember
no
early
it's
on with
not
like like Gary V on Twitter,
yep
right? When you'd follow him, I remember I followed him when he had like 30,000 followers, And the way he would post it, he was using Vidler. I don't know if you remember that. He would use Vidler for his videos. And on Vidler, you could leave comments in the timestamp, or as the video was going, you could leave comments in there. And it was like a real community of people that were like discussing what he's talking about.
Yep.
Like you really felt like you knew him. And I remember when I first met him in person, it was like I knew everything about him already, right? And it's like that's the kind of relationship you want to build with people. But I think you just cannot build that on TikTok.
No,
There's
I think you
not
can do
a
it in.
relationship.
I think on YouTube you kind of can. Like
You
we're talking
can,
bigger-
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
especially
'cause-
with
'cause
live streams. I think too. Like,
But it's
they have
also
this-
just long
yeah.
form content. And I'm always, if I start watching one person's content, I start seeing a lot more of their stuff. I'm,
Yep.
you know, and people, YouTubers know about, watch time and like,
Yep.
making it engaging. So I feel like I know, like, I've been watching Joe Rogan for so long, for example, right? Like I
Yep.
kind of feel like I kind of know him, right? Or like other YouTubers as well, right? Even like a Mr. Beast or whatever, right? And on Instagram, right? The people are always in the DMs, right? So there's still that relationship building side and the comments and the, and Facebook, I would say, I don't know about Facebook pages, but personal profiles for sure, right? You build relationships there. On LinkedIn, for sure, you could build relationships there, right? And even on Twitter, I think you could build relationships on Twitter for sure too. There's certain people who use Twitter in that kind of a way. But TikTok, I don't see it. That's why I don't see TikTok as really being like a fierce competitor to that side of social media. But I guess because brands are moving their advertising dollars to TikTok, and I think that's what's scaring Meta and YouTube or whoever else, right? It's like where brands are spending money.
Well, it also comes back to when we were talking about TikTok adopting like the Spotify strategy or whatever. Like, I think that's also one of the reasons, like, moving in that direction versus like another. You can't really. I don't think you. I mean, maybe you could move in a direction where it becomes more community driven or more communicative or more engaging. Like, what's the engagement like on it? I don't know because I don't use the platform, so I'm partly ignorant. I did check it out at one point though, like a couple years ago when it was like the hot new thing. And I was like, yeah, it's like
right.
everybody. And then it was like the concept back then too, wasn't it? Just like you're doing a dance, and then like somebody else does that same dance, and then everybody's just doing the same dance to the same music. So again, I just didn't. For me, I just never could wrap my head around it, and I don't know that how can engage in that way.
You know how that concept where you're like everyone's kind of like it's almost like a challenge where it's like you're creating a certain piece of content, and they created all these other variations of it. And there's like I think that's actually a very unique thing that they created.
Yeah.
It's like it helps you figure out what to create that's going to be engaging because you know what the framework or the concept is of that piece of content, and I think that part's cool, but it just that relationship building side is just not there. And
no,
but actually with TikTok going into the back because they were originally Musically, right? You know that.
Mm-hmm.
So so I heard someone talk about how they're kind of like the new SoundCloud. They're a new way to discover new artists because there are certain artists who will go viral on TikTok, people like the track, then they go and discover that artist and so on, right? So it could end up becoming a place for discovering new artists, which would be interesting. But yeah, we should wrap it up here. Yeah, good talk. And let's I guess if you guys want to follow us on TikTok, we are at Web Friendly everywhere. You put it at Web Friendly on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, doesn't matter. But we are kind of creating reels and throwing that on various platforms, seeing what happens. So that's it. Take care.
Peace.